A warm welcome to another edition of the SKNIS Week in Review. This program is geared at highlighting the top stories of the Government of National Unity for the past week. I am your presenter, Jamiela McPhail. In the top stories this week, Sir K. Dwight Venner immortalized in the history of the ECCB with the naming of a building in his honor. Steps set to offer certified training in critical employment areas, says P.S. D'Souza. And the Republic of China on Taiwan donates spare parts to keep the police mobile fleet running. Recently launched government apps available for download on the SKNIS website. The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank ECCB Phase 1 building was officially named on Thursday, March 2nd in honor of the life and legacy of the longest-serving governor of that institution, Sir K. Dwight Venner. At the momentous ceremony, Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda and Chairman of the ECCB Monetary Council, the Honorable Gaston Brown, said that he was very pleased to be at the event to mark the legacy of the late Sir K. Dwight Venner.
At its 84th meeting, the Monetary Council supported the establishment of a committee within the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank that would be tasked with identifying an appropriate manner to honor the legacy of the Honorable Sir K. Dwight Venner. Of the recommendations, the Monetary Council deemed the naming of the building the most fitting. At its 85th meeting, the Monetary Council approved the renaming of the Phase 1 building to the Sir K. Dwight Venner Building. Council also approved that a naming and unveiling ceremony be held. And that is why we're here today. Sir Dwight, who was looking forward to the ceremony, handpicked prior to his death on December 22nd, 2016, the guests comprising all present at this ceremony. And among them, we have the Honorable Malwin Joseph, Minister of Health and the Environment of Antigua and Barbuda, and a former Minister of Finance who participated in the groundbreaking ceremony many years ago for this Phase 1 building. At the time, he served as the Chairman of the Monetary Council. We also have here in attendance 13 members of Sir Dwight's family who have traveled to St. Kitts to attend, as well as his brother John and family who reside in St. Kitts, and they're also here to witness this event. Now, we all regret that he's not alive to receive this honor, but we could be comforted that the initiative to bestow this honor was taken while he was alive. So he had full knowledge of it to the extent that he was able to determine the participants in today's ceremony. Now, I wish to take this opportunity to thank Lady Venner and her family members for sharing him with the region. We understand the sacrifice that the family had to make in order to share that great Caribbean figure with the region, and we are very thankful. We recognize that his passing would have left a significant void and certainly significant pain, but we trust that the memories and certainly the enduring legacy that he would have left would help to assuage your pain. And finally, I state here, long live the memories of the late Sir K. Dwight Venner, long live his enduring legacy, and long live the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank.
Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, also spoke of the legacy of the late Sir Dwight Venner.
The naming of the building in Sir Dwight's honor is indeed a fitting tribute to his sterling service, especially given the fact that the building is the first one to be erected under his governorship. The visionary nature of the man shown from early in his tenure at the bank, when it was recognized that the bank had outgrown the space that was provided for its use to the point where the offices were located in several buildings across beautiful Bastia. The successful completion of the Phase 1 building, which was officially opened in October 1994, 5 years after his assuming the governorship, then brought all departments of the bank under a single roof and one compound. This undoubtedly would have improved the overall efficiency, productivity, and security of the bank. Sir Dwight's passing was a tremendous shock to all of us. In the days and weeks thereafter, we were reminded of what we all knew, but perhaps sometimes took for granted: that Sir Dwight was a scholar, that he was a regionalist, one who believed that integration was the way to go. He was an OECS man, too limited. He was a Caribbean man, and most importantly, a family man. Our region has lost one of its strongest advocates for regional integration and Caribbean unity, primarily among the Eastern Caribbean states. His role in the establishment of sister organizations of the bank, the Eastern Caribbean Home Mortgage Bank, the Eastern Caribbean Institute of Banking, and the Eastern Caribbean Securities Exchange, all of which are housed here on the bank's compound, will not be forgotten.
Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris. The Skills Training and Empowerment Program STEP is more focused and goal-oriented in the efforts to give interns a higher quality of certified training in areas that are critical in the field of work in St. Kitts and Nevis. That's according to Osbert D'Souza, Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister and coordinator of the STEP program.
With the change of perception, the change of the name, the change in emphasis, is to provide a cadre of persons in this country who can take up some of the jobs that are going to become available on the peninsula. I want to let the camera focus on this document. It's called a tripartite agreement. A tripartite agreement that was signed on the day of the launch between the National Skills Training Program, the Skills Training Empowerment Program, and the Technical and Vocational Education and Training Council. Now, this document speaks at length to the roles and responsibilities of each of these parties to this agreement. I want to say that this document didn't just drop out of the sky. This document came out of, as a result of some 9 engagements, some 9 meetings between the National Skills Training Program, our partner, and I need to thank them for partnering with this step, and the Technical and Vocational Education Training Secretariat. The document speaks to, as I said, it gives some background, the roles and responsibilities of the STEP, the roles and responsibilities of the National Skills Training Program by the Ministry of Education via the National Skills Training Program, and the roles and responsibilities of the Technical and Vocational Education and Training Council. The document also speaks to what is expected in relation to reporting, monitoring and evaluation of the training, assessment and certification, and a graduation ceremony. So this is a comprehensive document that will clearly define the relationship between all parties that are involved.
Mr. D'Souza said that some of the areas identified for training are mechanical engineering, air conditioning, electrical and plumbing maintenance, food and beverage, bartending, landscaping and housekeeping. Hear more about the step in the rebroadcast of Working For You on Sunday evening. A shipping container with vehicle spare parts from the Republic of China on Taiwan was presented to the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force on Wednesday during a brief ceremony held at Hobson Enterprise, Bird Rock. The parts will be used to service police cruisers that were donated by the government of the Republic of China on Taiwan to the local police force a few years ago. Commissioner of Police Ian Quealy said that the 2014 donation of 12 Luxgen vehicles in total provided relief for local law enforcement. He thanked the Republic of China on Taiwan for this timely donation.
We approached our friends at the embassy who kindly consented, and so a list was prepared of all the requisite parts in significant quantities so that we will be able to keep the vehicles serviced and running for an extended period. And the contact was made with the suppliers in Taiwan, and the embassy paid the bill, paid for the parts to be here. So today we are happy to have those parts, and we really would like to say thanks once more to the ambassador for his kind assistance.
Commissioner of Police Mr. Ian Quealy. Meanwhile, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Security Mr. Osmond Petty also thanked the Republic of China on Taiwan government through its representative, His Excellency George Gao Wei Chu, the resident ambassador. Ambassador Charles said supporting the police was important to his government.
It's my honor to come here to attend the handover ceremony for the car parts for the police vehicles. These car parts, the purpose of transfer these car parts is to try to maintain the maximum availability of the police car, which transfer and donated by the Taiwan government 4 years ago. And we hope these vehicles can keep a very good availability, so the loyal St. Kitts and loyal police of the St. Kitts and Nevis, they can use these vehicles efficiently. And this is how to support the police. I think it is to keep the society and the national security is safe is very, very important.
Citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis continue to praise the government of national unity on its progressive initiatives. One such initiative that has recently received much commendation was the launch of 5 new interactive apps during the celebration of the 2-year anniversary. The St. Kitts Nevis Information Service has received numerous calls from persons who have expressed excitement about the apps and who have inquired as to how to download the apps, which are available for download on www.sknis.kn. Distinguished heads of government from across the Eastern Caribbean gathered in Bastille on Friday, March 3rd to convene the 64th meeting of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS Authority, in an effort to seek common answers to overcome challenges of globalization by discussing a number of pertinent matters relating to member states, including but not limited to healthcare insurance, security, climate change, foreign affairs, and aviation. Dr. Didicus Jules, Director General of the OECS Commission, used the occasion to welcome all who attended, including the 2 newest members of the OECS Authority, namely the Honorable Alan Chastanet, Prime Minister of St. Lucia, and His Excellency Alfred Maurice Jean, President of the Elective Council in the Territorial Authority of Martinique. The Director General described the meeting as historic He encouraged all leaders to engage in meaningful discussions that will redound to the benefit of all citizens of member states.
This 64th meeting of the authority will have to think strategically about our collective positioning in a world in which all grounds are shifting, all alliances are fluid, and the old certainties have become the new unpredictable. As protectionism unravels economic interdependencies and the politics of identity moves to center stage, the only viable option for survival for small, vulnerable economies like ours will be to find common cause. Now is the time for us to press harder on the pedal of regional integration so that we can stand stronger and taller in the face of these storms. In many simple ways, the deeper convergence of effort and resources is the way to go, whether it be in extending procurement of medicines to the pool procurement of essential supplies and widely needed services, or the use of virtual working groups comprising the best expertise in member states in trade, diplomacy, tourism, health, etc., to design common approaches to optimize pool resources and to strategize in our dealing with the wider world.
He said that the past year posed many challenges for the Commission. He, however, warned that an 81% accomplishment was recorded on the region's key performance indicators.
The past year has been challenging for the Commission as we have navigated financial and other constraints which impacted our capacity to execute the fullness of the program that was originally planned. But the difficulties that we have had to face are the same ones faced by member states, and we are deeply conscious of the need to show value for money and to find opportunity in adversity. As a consequence, we have had to find more cost-effective and convergent ways of working and focus on essentials. The authority will be pleased to note that for the period 2015-2016, we recorded an 81% accomplishment on our key performance indicators. Performance matters. Performance matters, and whether they be regional or national, public or private sector, all entities are being increasingly held accountable on this score.
He added that the Commission remains deeply committed to regional integration.
The OECS Commission is moving rapidly to structure and position itself as a facilitator of deeper and wider collaboration from the top floor of decision-making to the ground floor where implementation and delivery happens. We pledge our deepest commitment to this responsibility.
Dr. Didacus Jules, Director General of the OECS Commission. Meanwhile, delivering feature remarks in Kitts and Nevis' Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, the outgoing chair of the OECS, said that St. Kitts and Nevis is the home of sub-regional integration. He recalled the signing of the Treaty of Basseterre, which gave life to the OECS, and the revised Treaty of Basseterre, which graduated all members to a single economic union.
It has provided a single space for our region and for our people to grow and develop, utilizing the collective resources of our sub-region for mutual development without discrimination on account of the member state in which we were born. The legacy of St. Kitts and Nevis's contribution to integration has endured across successive administrations, from the revered Sir Robert L. Bradshaw to His Excellencies Southwell and Moore. Dr. the Right Honorable and the Right Excellent Kennedy Simmons, Sir Kennedy Simmons, signed the Treaty of Basseterre on behalf of St. Kitts and Nevis, and we are happy that today he is with us. Could we give him a round of applause in recognition of his service to regional integration and, of course, to St. Kitts and Nevis. The revised Treaty of Basseterre, giving birth to the economic union again, was signed here, and Dr. Simmons' successor in Dr. Douglas would have signed on behalf of St. Kitts and Nevis. I say that to say that the proud tradition of commitment to regionalism lives on in my administration, which came together in unity. Our legacy will not only be that we unified across political parties and defied the parochialism of each island to create a more prosperous St. Kitts and Nevis with a fair share for all.
The chairman said that the meeting is timely as it paves the way for meaningful discussions as it relates to all member states to deal with present challenges.
This 64th meeting of the OECS Authority is being convened at a time of major preoccupation for a lot of us. It is happening against the backdrop of global developments that have as their hallmark uncertainties and challenges that are threatening to reverse the gains that have accrued to our benefit over the last decades. In Europe, for example, there was the unprecedented decision of the people of the United Kingdom to exit the European Union. There is now the renewed vigor of nationalist sentiment in France, in Middle Europe, and elsewhere, and the efforts at internal consolidation of the European Union as a result of these upsurges. We are concerned too with assessing the implications of these developments.
He noted that although the challenges presently faced by the member states are exhaustive, there is need to work closer for the greater good.
There is need, particularly at this time, for a renewed commitment to the cause of regionalism. The cause of the OECS and its economic union requires renewed and vigorous promotion both to the people of the region and beyond. In this regard, a critically important role which we must necessarily assume as leaders is the promotion of the logic and wisdom of deepening the process of integration, the promotion of the notion that the challenges and difficulties of our time can only be surmounted by combined effort or through greater community of posture and of action. There is much that can be done in this connection.
Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis and outgoing chair of the OECS, the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris. You have been viewing another edition of the Weekend Review. This SKNIS produced program is geared at highlighting the work of the Government of National Unity for the past week. I am your presenter, Damiana McPhail. See you next time.